Jordan!
Iain.
Who wore cologne to get the feeling right, but found out they weren't feeling this when they discovered that they were on a blind date with an alien?
Tom DeLonge?
No. Two guys. What? Hello and welcome to episode 182 of Two Guys What's Up, the weekly comedy podcast where I know what my age is, but one guy who's firmly stuck in his teens is this guy. Jordan, why don't you start by telling us what you're going to be going into today?
Well, Iain, I have a bit of a special one for you today.
Oh.
It's a revisit of Mad Libs.
Oh, nice!
And I thought we're actually physically together today, and it might just be a bit easier.
Fantastic news. Yeah, good shout. Good thinking.
Very much.
I like it.
And what have you got for us?
Well, Jordan, today we're stepping into something that sits right in that uncomfortable area of something that people experience in their own bedrooms. Have you got any ideas?
Well, there could be a few things.
Care to name one?
I mean, a couple of weeks ago, you're on about a woman shagging reptiles, so
Yep.
I mean, it could be anything.
Okay, so any guesses?
Yoga.
Incorrect. Today I am going to be talking about the Incubus and the Succubus.
Right, okay. Yeah, they're big deals.
Yes, absolutely. But Jordan, if people like what they hear today, where can they find more?
Well, Iain, we currently have 35 bonus episodes sitting on our little old Patreon right now that you can get your hands on for just £3 earthly pounds a month. And if you want to look super sexy this summer, because it's getting hot,
It is getting warm.
you can get yourself a lovely Two Guys What's Up branded t-shirt.
Oh,
And if you quite enjoy a lovely cup of coffee in the morning, a bit like I am right now, then why don't you grab yourself an Aliens Are Wackables mug? It's not strictly true. All available over on our Patreon, which you can access by one little clickety-clackety-clickety-click in the description of this episode.
nice. Before we jump into the stuff for today, Jordan, how are you doing?
I'm alright, I think. So I've got maybe something kind of fun on the pipeline, which is my wife and I plan to buy a garden room that is for all year round use, where I could have it as my purpose-built studio space that we can record in,
Delicious.
which would be great. Obviously, it's a bit of a premium. It's not pocket change, but it should be really useful. And also, it will free up an extra bedroom, which will be nice. And it means that students that I teach won't necessarily have to come into the house. It's a bit of like a privacy thing, isn't it? Or lack of.
Yeah. You always got to make sure your house is clean.
Exactly.
Dildos are put away.
Yeah, those bodies are not in view.
Exactly. Yeah, they'll be hidden under the studio.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's concreted.
Perfect.
It'd be ideal.
Sounds amazing, mate.
And then when I have too many more, I'll get a second garden room.
Of course, yeah, that can be my studio.
Yes, yeah,
And,
very
yeah,
nice.
We can sit in each other's
And just wave.
Yeah, just wave at each other.
Just constantly all day. The students like, are we doing anything? And I'm just, hi Iain.
I told you what this lesson would be when you signed up, all right?
So yeah, it's a bit stressful, I think, trying to get everything in place, because we've had some quotes that are, nearly £30,000, which is, I don't know if that is a lot in today's climate though, because everything's expensive.
There's still a fair amount of old brass.
It is. And that is with various companies doing everything. So that could be, sourcing the materials, installing it, then getting electricians involved, XYZ.
Yeah.
So we've found maybe if we did it ourselves, we could half that.
Nice.
It just means it's not maybe as fast, but that's not really a problem.
I have an idea for you.
Uh-oh.
Currently your studio is in your house.
Yeah.
Just keep it like that. That's free.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. But then I've got to move the bodies.
Yeah,
I've got to,
about them. Yeah.
It's just more hard work, really.
Yeah, I think that's even more hard work than building the actual studio itself.
It is, yeah.
Because it's just a pain, it's constant. Once the studio's up, that's done. One and done.
I just have to then slow down with that.
I say double it.
Okay.
Double the productivity.
All right. And plus I've got my shed, haven't I? So
Exactly, yeah, plenty of room, mate. You can kill for years. You're like, whoa, who said anything about kill?
how are you?
I'm all right, yeah, not bad.
Well, you had a bit of a stressful day yesterday, so I'm hoping today's better for you.
I'll just leave it at that.
Okay. Never mind.
But Jordan, shall we jump into the good stuff of today?
Let's bloody go.
All right then, bud. So Jordan, generally, when people hear the words Incubus and Succubus, they tend to picture something a bit medieval. Horny demons, cloaked figures, old paintings depicting creepers. It's easy to laugh off and file away with dragons and curses and all the rest of it, but the moment you actually start digging into the reports and the experiences, it becomes very clear very quickly that what people are describing isn't some distant legend. It's a very specific type of encounter, and it follows a pattern that hasn't really changed in thousands of years. At its core, stripped of all the names and cultural dressings, the experience goes like this. Someone is asleep, or just on the edge of sleep, and suddenly they become aware enough to realise that something is wrong.
Uh-oh.
There's a presence in the room, a very real, very immediate sense that something else is in there with them. They try to move, and they can't. They try to speak, and nothing comes out. And then, whatever is in that room gets closer. Now, that alone, the sense of being watched or approached while unable to move, is something a lot of people have experienced at least once in their lives. But this is where these cases start to separate themselves from simple sleep paralysis or a shadow person encounter. Because in these encounters, the presence doesn't just stand there, it interacts, deliberately, physically, and intimately. So in these encounters, the person experiencing it is left with the overwhelming certainty that whatever just happened was not dreamt or a figment of their imagination. Historically, these entities were given very specific names. The incubus is described as a male entity that would visit women at night, and the succubus is the female counterpart that was said to visit men. And these weren't fringe ideas at the time. They were seriously written about, debated, and feared for obvious reasons. Clerical texts from medieval Europe go into uncomfortable levels of detail about these encounters. Not vague spiritual metaphors, but very direct accounts of physical interaction, repeated visitations, and individuals who claim that they were being targeted night after night.
All right, so this is repeat offending then.
Yeah, absolutely. But it's like they drain you, you know, so once they latch onto someone, it's like they're stealing life force or essence from them. Essentially, rather than using the common fear that these entities use, they just suck it from you another way.
So they're like leeches?
Yeah, they're like parasites, yeah. They're like,
that's awful.
Give me your life force.
Yeah, that's awful. Question, you might answer this, but what was the reason they were called that, as in incubus or succubus?
You know, that's a good question. And I don't know the reason for that. But I can do a little search right now if you like, if you want to know the information.
Well, I mean, if you're going to present the facts, you might as well present them all. If you want to, of course. And also, the band, if they called themselves Succubus, it just wouldn't be the same, would it? Weirdly.
No. So the name comes from Latin, and the meanings are very literal once you break them down. A succubus comes from the Latin succuba, or from succubare. So sub is under, and cubare is to lie down or to recline in bed. So succubus literally means something like the one who lies beneath.
Oh.
And incubus comes from the Latin incubare, so upon or on top of, and cubare to lie down. So incubus literally means the one who lies upon.
How do they define what sex went to that? And I don't mean the hand jobs and stuff.
Yeah. Right, I don't know if this is correct in any way, shape or form, but maybe they're likening it to, and I mean, this is going to sound like I'm making a joke, but this is the first thing that came to my mind, but
I think I know what you're going to say.
Just when people think about missionary position, so generally the woman is on the bottom, the man is on the top. Maybe they're just thinking succubus woman, the one who lies underneath, incubus, the one who's on top. And it's to do with intercourse, so maybe that's the etymology of it.
Oh, okay. See, I went a different route there. I was thinking man incubus because he goes in, woman succubus.
God.
So maybe we didn't quite have the same thought after all.
We didn't, because men can suck too.
They can.
As you are well aware. I've gotten very good at speaking with my mouth full.
Oh, you have.
But there you go. Now we have discovered the origins of the name, so thank you for that.
Beautiful.
But what's interesting is that these ideas didn't just appear out of nowhere in the Middle Ages. You can trace them back much further. In ancient Mesopotamian beliefs, there were descriptions of night-visiting entities, spirits that would come to people while they slept and were described as seductive, dangerous, and intentional. Figures like Lilith were obsessed with encounters, and not just as a symbolic figure, but as something believed to actively visit and interact with people during the night. So these things go back, you know, they've been written about in mythology for thousands of years.
So you could have it off with a 1,000-year-old thing.
Yeah, I mean, I remember reading this story about a person who was being visited by a succubus. So it was a man who was being visited by a succubus, and they had never had any kind of relations, and so for them it was an exciting thing. And they actually allowed it in, and they fell in love with this entity.
Oh, God.
But then when they started to feel themselves being drained, they realised this probably isn't a good thing. And it was only at that point that they saw what they had previously seen as the most beautiful figure in the world for what it really was, which was some haggard, old, grotesque creature.
Right.
Yeah, that was like, give me your energy, you bugger.
Okay.
And some bus fare, because I've lost my purse.
Of course, yeah.
I need to go home.
And it could be a fair journey.
I think it was quite far.
Yeah.
I mean, she was coming from London.
Right, okay. I was going to say at least 10 miles.
At the very least. Yeah. Which is no fun for anyone. And when you line these early descriptions up with later European accounts, and then compare both of those to modern day experiences, the core pattern is almost identical. Different names, different explanations, but the same encounter. So if this was just a cultural myth, you'd expect it to evolve, to change shape and to drift over time, but it doesn't. The details stay stubbornly consistent. The presence, the paralysis, the approach, the interaction, and the intent. So the question becomes, what are these things from a paranormal perspective? Because if you take the reports at face value, it shows that what these people are describing isn't random. It behaves like something that is wanting to be in the room with them. These entities are often described as not fully physical, but people report feeling them, being touched, being held in place, and when they try to look directly at them, the form can be unclear. Sometimes it doesn't look human, sometimes it looks like a shadow-like creature, or sometimes it just shifts in front of their eyes. So they can't really get a good look at it.
Okay, but this guy you mentioned a moment ago
I think that in that situation it's because he was just like, yeah, mate, come on in, bud. You know, like, fully open the doors, you know, get in my bed and my pants.
Yeah.
And it just appeared to him in that way. But
okay.
if obviously most people wouldn't want to be in this situation.
Yeah.
So it just acts as an unseen force.
And when you say it drains energy or something from you, do you mean that theoretically could a person die from that?
Yeah.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. So these entities, they'll take your life force from you, and then these people will become like lethargic, drained, tired, malnourished.
I mean, you would be, wouldn't you, if you're at it for 12 hours?
Yeah, I wouldn't know. 12 seconds is the most I've ever lasted.
Yeah. So you're doing better.
Yeah, I'm getting there, mate. Thank you. Thanks for noticing. I'll spit my gold star.
But no, seriously though, I didn't realise that could be quite literally life-threatening.
Spooky business. So one of the most consistent aspects of these encounters is that they don't seem accidental. People don't just stumble into them. There are patterns around who experiences them and when. A lot of reports begin during periods of vulnerability, stress, isolation, major life changes, moments where someone is emotionally or mentally worn down, and in some cases, there's a sense that the first encounter isn't even the beginning. It's just the moment the person becomes aware that something was already there.
Right.
So it's like this thing was watching and waiting to strike.
Okay.
But saying that, there's also a long-standing idea, both in historical texts and modern paranormal circles, that these entities can be invited through attention and repeated focus. Curiosity or fixation.
Are you okay?
No. That these entities can be invited through attention and repeated focus, like curiosity or fixation on the idea. So if you essentially put out into the ether your thoughts that, you know, I want this to happen, then it might just happen to you.
So I guess what you're saying is, no one ever needs to die a virgin.
That's an interesting take on the idea.
Well, I'm just putting it out there.
I mean, I guess it's true.
Interesting. So I'll be all right.
I know what I'm doing tonight. But there are accounts of people who become interested in the concept through reading about it, thinking about it, and almost obsessing over it, who then begin experiencing something in their own room at night that follows the exact pattern that we've been talking about. And whether that's coincidence or not, the reports are there. But the encounter itself is where everything becomes very real for the person experiencing it. So it's like, oh yeah, I want to get shit by a ghost. Oh God, it's happening. You know,
Right.
It's like, I kind of thought I'd like this, but I don't.
And is it always at night?
Yeah.
So not really that good if you just fancy a bit of afternoon delight.
Not really good if you're a night worker.
It's true.
It's like your ring doorbell goes off and you're at work, you're a security guard on some site in the middle of nowhere, you check your phone, fucking succubus at your door like, hello, I'm here. You wanted me? It's like, I'm at work. You come back in the morning. Sorry, mate, I don't work past 8 a.m.
Find a way if it really wants it.
It's like, I could have just really gone for a cup full of life force today. Oh, damn it. Come back tomorrow night. Are you off tomorrow? No, I'm working. Fuck's sake. Right, when get its calendar out. When's your next day off, bud?
Oh, I'm busy that night.
Oh, yeah, I'm out with my mum that day.
God.
Look, I've got a work meeting that night, all right? I've not been doing very good succubusing, and I'm in a disciplinary. Yeah, poor things. So yeah, these people who invite it in, essentially. That they end up regretting it because it's not something that they see across a room, or it's not like hearing a noise in the hallway. This is close and horrible.
Yeah, I'm making light of it, but I understand that must be really traumatic.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. People describe the sensation of something getting into the bed, feeling the mattress shift, and movement that isn't caused by them, and then comes the interaction. And the way it's often portrayed in media, like over the top and exaggerated, doesn't really match what people actually report. Because what people describe is controlled, deliberate, and sometimes even calm. In some cases, the experience begins in a way that feels almost inviting. Not immediately threatening, but more like something establishing contact. But over time, that tone changes. It can become more intense and more invasive. And that's where the shift happens, because obviously this is unsettling to say the least, and it doesn't always end cleanly. There is often a lingering sense that the presence hasn't fully gone, that it's still nearby, watching and waiting. Physically, people report exhaustion, confusion, emotional fatigue, and most, if not all, are understandably terrifying. And that mix of fear and emotions is what makes these encounters stick, because if it happens once, it often doesn't stay a one-off. There are numerous reports of recurring visitations. The same presence returning night after night. Some people say they can feel it when it's about to happen. That same shift in the atmosphere, that same awareness just before they lose the ability to move, which obviously must be terrifying in itself. Can you imagine being in this situation where this has happened once? So it's already traumatized you because, it's f***ing horrible. And then all of a sudden you get this feeling that there's a presence in the room and you know it's going to happen again. And then you can't move and you're like, fuck, you can't get away.
It's a bit like a lot of people say about alien visitation, isn't it? Exactly the same.
Yeah, well, I mean, again, you're making the links. All these things sort of fall in the same patterns. So it's like it's all just one thing.
Horrible.
In more extreme cases, people describe what can only be called as relationship forming. Not in the romantic sense, but in the sense of the entity becomes familiar and it becomes predictable and personal to them. It may respond to thoughts, adjust its behavior, and recognize the person. And that's where this starts to move away from something internal, because people aren't just describing sensations, they're describing interaction. Now, if we bring this into modern accounts, what's interesting is that the language changes, but the experience doesn't. People today don't usually say, a succubus visited me. They say, I woke up and there was something in my room. I couldn't move and I felt something climb onto the bed. I knew it was there. And when they try to describe what it looked like, it often becomes vague. Just a shape, a shadow, a person that wasn't fully a person, but the interaction playbook remains the same. The sickening closeness, the control, and the awareness. And even in modern cases, people report that the entity returns more than once. Which brings us to something important. Can people stop this?
So I've just had a thought.
Thought me, bro.
Could it be stopped, potentially, if... Okay, let's say you were being visited by something, right? And you thought, this is such a common occurrence now, I can't sleep because of it, I'm getting agitated and anxious about it. Could you not say to a friend, can you stay over with me tonight? Is it unlikely to happen because there's somebody else there?
Well, if it's anything like alien interactions, there's stories where people are in bed with their partners, they'll notice something, like a presence in the room, or, they'll see a light outside. They'll go to wake their partner and they just find them unresponsive.
Right.
So it's like the entity or the force or whatever it is rendering them just completely out of it.
Well, what about if you made a pact with this friend that I want you to stay watch over me while I sleep?
Well, again, in interactions, they have the ability to put them into trances, to knock them out, to make them forget. So even if, something walked into the room and this person was like, I'm on guard. Now you are going to suffer the wrath of the friend. They just, like that guy in Whitby who went camping in Guysborough with his kids, bop on the head, out of it.
Okay. So, no is the answer then. Doesn't help.
Well, what I would say is that the general consensus about paranormal is what people learn from films and TV shows and stuff like that. So people have a clear image that these are separate entities. Maybe the general public don't know, through no fault of their own. I mean, I'm not saying, anyone's stupid for not knowing this, but it's all about intention and what you let in and what you don't, and consent. Right, so if this thing happens to you, if it happened to a normal person, they'd think, oh my God, this is happening, I don't like it, and they'd think about it because they'd see it, so they'd know it's there, they'd be aware of it, and they'd just think, stop it, please, that kind of thing, which might not do anything. But if you're just like, you do not have permission to come near me, and I mean, it's been reported that if you start saying, even if you're not religious, you start saying the Lord's Prayer or something like that, you mention the name of God, it fucks off. So right. there's some things that you can do to stop it, just it's not very known.
Okay. Interesting.
Interesting indeed, but let's see what the script says.
Oh, I was wrong.
It says get a pal to sleep over. So, across both historical and modern accounts, there have been consistent attempts of protection. In older texts, people turned to religious methods, prayer, invoking protection, calling on figures like Saint Mikey Boy as a form of defense against these intrusive entities, and interestingly, in many of those accounts, the act of resisting actively rejected the presence, but this was described as breaking the cycle. In modern reports, you see similar patterns, even without the religious framing, people who consciously fight the experience, who try to move, to speak, to mentally push back against whatever's there, and some claim that once they do that, the encounters stop, which is great. So it seems that whatever this is, the level of control is just an illusion. There is a boundary, and pushing against it matters. Now, before we wrap this up, Jordan, we'll briefly touch on the obvious explanation, because, yes, there is a well-known condition where people wake up and unable to move, sometimes experiencing vivid sensations and hallucinations, but the reason this topic keeps coming up over and over again across different cultures and time periods is because that explanation doesn't fully account for the consistency, the structure of the encounters, the intention, the repetition, the feeling reported again and again that something else was there. And whether that's something external, something we don't fully understand, or something that sits right on the boundary between mind and reality, it's still very much up for debate. But the interesting question is, how many people have experienced something that fits this pattern across centuries, cultures, all describing the same sequence, lying in the dark, unable to move, and realizing they're not alone? But Jordan, I just want to know, what do you think?
Oh, so I found that really fascinating that you said it is potentially life-threatening to people. I didn't realise that. I just thought it was a not very nice experience for most people.
No, they'll suck you dry of life force.
Yeah, that doesn't sound very good. That would just drain you of all energy.
Yeah, I mean, even if it just drains you to the point where you're emotionally exhausted, you know, you're feeling mentally low, you don't want to get up and eat, and it's that ultimately drives you to the extended sleep.
Oh dear. Weird. I'd hope to never experience that. I mean, I think a lot of paranormal things I kind of hope to never really experience, to be truthful.
Yeah, I think that East Drive is the the comfortable boundary.
I was thinking, though, when you said about the mattress moving, I was like, that's just like Iain at 30 East Drive.
Yeah. But, I mean, like, many people have said this. You're in bed and it feels like something sits down. Right now, is that the beginning of what could potentially turn into this? Like, does it happen more often than we know, and people just either repel it straight off the bat, so it's not able to evolve, or maybe it's like, well, this guy's got fucking arteries clogged like fuck, he ain't gonna give me much sus, I'm out of here.
Right, okay. Or could it be a beloved pet that's come to visit you and sit on the bed with you?
Well, there you go. You know, that's the thing, you got to try and differentiate yourself, but that's why I don't let anything in.
Fair enough.
I am very conscious of the fact, right, that when I die, whenever that may be, and I am greeted by whatever it is on the other side, I'm going to be so cautious. I'm probably going to get sent to hell because, like, I don't know, let's say St. Peter meets me and he's like, Iain, I'm sorry to tell you this, buddy, but you're dead and I'm here to take you to the kingdom of heaven. And I'm like, I think I'm going to believe you, mate. Coming at me with your good words. You just want my soul, don't you, bitch? And they'd be like, look, mate, I know what you mean, but I am genuinely the good one. And I'm like, yeah, that's what they'd all fucking say. And he's like, right, get to hell.
Just pulls the lever.
Yeah, so I tried with this one.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird, isn't it? I'm curious if that also ties into your general paranormal thoughts of it's what you believe it to be. So do you think that ties in with this?
Yeah, I mean, like the section where it was talking about people who get obsessed over it and typically invite it in, that's probably because they're wanting the experience of this entity. So it would visit in that way.
Interesting. Scary thought, though.
Yeah, terrifying.
You know, that's about as invasive as it gets.
But again, it's easy to push to one side because it's about what you let in.
Okay.
So like to put it in real world terms of something people experience every day, if I said to you, Jordan, you're a bugger and I don't like you, right? Now you could take that information and let it sit with you and essentially let the bad, my words into you and let it bring you down. Yeah, okay, right, I didn't mean it, I'm sorry.
Oh.
But, like, you could also just be like, you know what, I don't care. I'm not going to listen to you. I'm not going to allow your words in. And your opinion is nothing to me. And move on with your life and not care about it. And therefore, it doesn't bring you down in any way, shape, or form. It's the same with the paranormal. If you let it in and you're like, oh, God, it's here, I'm going to let it in kind of thing, it can affect you. But if you're just like, absolutely not, you're not going to affect me, bud. You don't have my consent to come anywhere near me. F*** off.
Fair enough. I think, to be honest, that's probably a generally good way of going and navigating through life anyway.
Yeah, I think so. I always have this, the way of describing it. I know I've done it about 5 times, but one more for you. So, if like, say there's like a chocolate bar, right? And you're
Is there?
maybe. Like, say there's a chocolate bar, right? And you're like, you say to yourself, I shouldn't eat that because I've had one already. So I know it's bad for me. But inside, your internal monologue, what you really feel goes, but I really want it.
Yeah, a little devil on your shoulder.
Yeah, because I could just eat it. Yeah. But with the paranormal, you need that inside voice to reflect the outside. So you could say, I don't want to experience any of this, right? But inside, you might be thinking, but I'd like to know what it's like to experience it. And that's your actual intent, right? So you need that inner voice to just be like, no, I do not want anything like this to come near me. Right. And that's the intent being exuded.
Yeah, okay. So in other words, that's your inner guard kind of doing its job.
Yeah, it's like you could say, I don't want to punch Jordan in the face, but my hand's doing this, But you need to actually feel... I wondered
what you were doing.
You need to actually feel like you genuinely want what you're saying.
You believe what you are trying to say. Yeah. Interesting, okay. And it is that feeling that I had at 30 East Drive as well, especially after what happened with James and his back scratch.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't consent to you doing any of that shit to me.
Yeah. I mean, James did say, you don't have my permission to touch me. And I think I said, yeah, or any others.
Yeah.
Thanks for looking out for yourself, James. we're over here getting scratched to f***.
It's weird, actually. After that, I don't think Paul mentioned about his back.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Weird.
So thanks for listening to 30 East Drive wrap-up.
No, thank you. I find that fascinating.
Yeah,
really
very
interesting.
interested there. Thank you very much. And 1 second before we carry on.
Oh, amazing. Thank you very much. I love how I don't need to add any sound effects.
Yeah. There actually is a chocolate bar. I forgot that I got you a present.
And I love the fact that it's cold as well.
Oh, yeah.
You can't beat that.
I like to keep my nuts cold.
Very nice.
It's a Snickers, people.
Oh, I love it. I don't know whether to have it now or after.
You have it whenever the f*** you want, bro. You take control of your life and you eat that Snickers whenever you like.
I'll do it after Mad Libs.
Oh, yeah, Mad Libs. Forgot about that. Can't wait.
Which is something that we haven't visited for a long time. I wonder if that's a year.
Really?
I don't know.
I don't know if you're aware, but Question Bug has released an episode of Mad Libs today.
I found that so weird.
That is very, yes.
I listened to it in the car and I was like, what?
As you're going through the script in your head, like, right, okay, yeah, go ahead.
Paul, you've used the same script.
Got it from madlibsrus.com.
Yeah. It's the site for all your Mad Libs needs.
Yeah.
All right, Ian. So you know what Mad Libs is, but if anyone is joining us and isn't familiar, essentially it's like a little bit of a story that's pre-made.
Yep.
Some keywords are removed, and I'm going to ask you for those.
Nice.
And we will fill in this story. It's going to be a dialogue between two people, so we'll both get involved, and we'll see what happens.
Smash him. And do you know what? You're honest about I think I'm getting better with the amount of Mad Libs that I've done recently. I think I'm getting better with my verb, adjective, that kind of thing.
Lovely. I love it. Well, we'll put you to the test, shall we?
Yeah.
Creativity is always fun.
It is, absolutely.
All right, Ian. Could you give me 3 random first names?
Oh, God. I spent all my time learning what verbs and adjectives are. What's the first name?
Could be any sex. Doesn't matter.
I am going to go for Paul, James, and Jordan.
Lovely. Could you give me a male person's first and last name? It could be a celebrity. It could be a TV character.
Travis Barker.
Love it. Could you give me an adjective?
An adjective, describing word. Pompous.
Nice. Could you give me 3 random words? They don't have to be attached to anything.
Okay.
3 random words that just rhyme.
Ooh. Fish, dish, and a Scottish word here. Pish.
Lovely. Something that might be used in a spa.
A towel.
Could you give me a famous landmark?
Ooh, the Washington Monument.
Lovely. Could you give me a random number?
462.6.
Lovely. Could you give me a type of pet?
A penguin.
Lovely. Another adjective, please.
Despicable.
Could you please give me a plural noun?
Marbles.
Could you give me another random number?
Pie.
Could you give me a plural of an object?
Dishwashers.
Perfect. A random cartoon character.
So let's go for Maggie Simpson.
That's so weird, is that I thought of that person when I was
Really?
right. Yeah.
That's the second time I've done Mad Libs and someone said that to me.
Maybe you're just predictable. Or we're just that well knit.
We're so in sync. Yeah.
Could you give me a random historical figure?
Abraham Lincoln.
Could you please give me a random place?
Ecuador.
Lovely. A food that you'd try as a little rare treat to yourself.
Scampi.
Oh, really?
No, I hate scampi.
Oh, okay. Are you happy to stick with that?
Yeah.
Cool.
It's a funny word, isn't it?
Could you please give me another adjective?
Cuboid.
Another random number, please.
63.
Could you give me a random price?
£400.
Just no decimal, just straight 400.
Straight 400.
Something that's grey.
An alien.
Oh. Something that's blue.
The sky.
Lovely.
Not around these parts.
That is grey. Something that's green.
Chlorophyll.
Could you give me a plural of a noun?
Plural of a noun.
Or a plural of a noun?
Okay, what? Yeah. Well, we'll go with yours. Backpacks.
Okay. A verb ending in ing.
Break dancing.
A plural of a body part.
Earlobes. I think between all the Mad Libs that I've done in my life, I've mentioned every body part in the world.
Probably. The last one was the lymph node system.
It was.
Which was a good one, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Very clever. What about a random animal?
Hedgehog.
Great.
I love hedgehogs.
What about a sound a horse makes? Good luck writing that.
How do you spell that?
You'll see it in the writing. Could you give me your favourite dinner food?
You know, at the moment, I'm quite favouring a good calzone.
Oh, okay. Any particular flavour? Pizza?
Pizza flavour, yeah. I go for a doner meat calzone.
Okay. We're nearly there. Could you give me a random character or a mascot?
A pie that is addicted to WhatsApp. And he is the two guys, WhatsApp addicted pie.
As in like an apple pie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Chicken, vegetable, it don't matter. You know?
What do you call this?
Steve.
And he's addicted to what?
WhatsApp. That's what he's our mascot. Because every time I try to write what's up with that swipey thing, it says WhatsApp.
Of course it does. Very creative.
Thanks.
Didn't realise I need a backstory. Could you give me another random adjective, please?
Pungent.
A random celebrity.
I complete the set. Mark Hoppus.
A plural type of animal.
Aardvarks.
I think you said that last time as well, didn't you?
I said it in
Very good.
In question buggers.
Could you give me, if not make up, if you don't already have one, the name that you would give to your dad's first car?
The wagon.
Which is a callback,
Yeah.
of course. And one more adjective, please.
Hyper focused.
Very good. And then a random exclamation. You make it up.
Ah.
I believe that is done, Ian.
Nice.
I am going to send you said script. It is written out with J's and I's, so we know who is saying what.
Nice.
And shall we have a go?
Let's do it, pal.
So Mad Libs part...
Infinity.
Here we go. Welcome back to QVC. I'm your host, Travis Barker, and with me is fashion guru Paul James Jordan.
I'm glad to be here, Travis Barker. Today we're going to talk about the most pompous trends this summer.
Fish, dish, pish. I'm so excited.
I am too. I have something exclusive for today only.
That's right, we have a brand new inflatable towel.
And it's shaped like the Washington Monument.
Oh, now that is luxury.
It fits up to 462.6 adults and one very spoiled penguin.
And the towels are sewed by patented, despicable steam technology.
Ooh, which means your relaxation experience will feel like being hugged by marbles.
Beautiful. Simply beautiful. And tonight only, if you call within the next 3.14 minutes,
We'll throw in this complimentary set of monogrammed dishwashers.
Folks, you cannot buy these in stores. Believe me, I tried.
Yep, security actually escorted him out.
They did. Anyway, let's hear from a couple of our satisfied customers. Would you kindly do the reviews?
Absolutely. Ever since I bought these towels, my marriage to Marjorie Simpson has completely changed.
Oh, how wonderful. Are there any others?
5 stars, Abraham Lincoln.
Wow, real stories from real people.
Now, folks, don't forget our mega summer giveaway, where one very lucky viewer will win a free trip to Ecuador, plus a lifetime supply of scampi.
Imagine that, just sitting on the beach, eating scampi forever.
That's a dream right there. Next up, we have these cuboid sunglasses.
They really are indeed.
They're brand new for this summer season and available in 63 easy payments of £400.
Wow, that's great. Affordable, and they come in many different colours, including alien grey, sky blue, and of course, most popular, chlorophyll green.
They look like your typical sunglasses, but no, they're not.
No way! How so, Paul James Jordan?
These sunglasses are made with 100% recycled backpacks.
That's right. They're the perfect thing to wear while breakdancing on the beach. Okay, Paul James Jordan. Last but by no means least, look at what we have here.
Whoa! Feast your earlobes on this Ninja Margarita blender here.
It is our newest model that uses hedgehog-powered motor technology.
That goes from the speed of 0 to...
I just want everyone to know the real reason your margaritas are so exceptional is because of your secret ingredient, Donna Meat Calzone.
That's true, Travis Barker.
Let's give it a whirl here. So, Paul James Jordan, do you have any holiday plans this summer?
Oh yes! I'm gonna visit my university friend Steve the Pie, who's addicted to WhatsApp.
Sounds great. Okay, let's pour these into these glasses right here.
Look, as always, we like to do our cheersing like we always do.
Cheers to pungent aardvarks.
Cheers, Mark Hoppus, and cheers to the
Shagwagon. Well, folks, that's all from us today at QVC. Good night and stay hyper-focused. Very nice. Well
Beautiful.
done.
Thank you very much for that, Jordan.
You're very welcome.
I do love a good Mad Libs. The thing is with it, right, I always wish I could just get through it, like read it without laughing my head off. I think it's funnier for the audience if they hear what we're trying to say.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Sebastian, well, Jordan, thank you for bringing us those delicious Mad Libs. I always do love to hear other people's creativity and have my own creativity inserted into it just to bring comedy to life.
But not inserted like an Incubus.
No, God, no. That
Okay.
they can get right off.
Yes.
But anyway, Jordan, with that, me old sausage, does that about bring us around to the end of today's episode?
I think it does.
Nice.
And while you do that, I'm going to eat my Snickers.
Okay, John, just do the whole thing then.
I might chime in now and then.
Okay.
Nuts.
Yeah, you said you were going to eat Snickers, mate. Get my nuts out your mouth. Thank you for tuning in to today's episode of Two Guys What's Up. Don't forget to follow the show wherever you listen to us so you don't miss another episode, and maybe even tell a friend. Take your friend to visit your friend from university who's addicted to WhatsApp and ask them to text us on our WhatsApp hotline number, because, you know, if they're on WhatsApp, they may as well do it. Send us a little message and that'd be nice. And when they ask, whose WhatsApp number is this? Just stick on Two Guys and be like, it's these guys.
Deal. And if you'd like to get in touch with us, our Linktree link is in the bio of this episode, which you can click on and find all the information you need along with our Two Guys WhatsApp hotline number. Shall we play a friggin' jingle?
Jingle me, bud.
07395840199.
And don't forget to check out the Patreon if you want to help support the show and get some cool stuff while you do so.
No, if you can't do that, then you still like to help us out, then a 5-star rating and review in your podcast app of choice would be the best and the freest way to do that for us. And we would be absolutely grateful.
That is going to trigger so many people.
I'm sorry.
But we would, absolutely. But on that note, thanks for listening. Have an amazing week, guys. And we will see you next Monday. QBC!
I have no idea how to write. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Imagine if it was a little old grey.
A Incubus.
Yeah.
I'd probably be right with that.
I don't think you would.
If I shut my eyes and get a hand job, mate, I'm fine.
Not much meat on the fingers, though. It's just a very
It's all right.
old lady.
Like, there's no bones down there, you know? Nothing. Well, there'll be one bone.
Yeah.
But, you know, nothing's going to clank together.
You don't know.
He can grab my meaty rod with his bony little appendages and just go to Beat Town.
Okay.
I'll be like, here's your rhythm, mate. And he's like, yeah, man, yeah, I'm feeling it.
It's just unfortunately, you're so used to being locked to a metronome. You're like, faster, but I can't.
Yeah. Well, I'm getting there, but if you wouldn't mind speeding up a bit.
Oh, now it's 6/8.
Terrible news.
Oh no, it's a 3/4. It's a waltz.
Terribly slow.